Okay, this is a before and after. I mean, before picture, and then I'll work on it today if I get a chance weather-wise. This is an inexpensive, budget-friendly, I call it flea market knife. This is a Steel Warrior, and the cougar look always bothered me, okay? So it's kind of been sitting in the drawer, it's scratched up. I'll get rid of those scratches, but it is a LockBack, and I like the finger grooves of it, the way it feels. The handle is really thin. So what I thought I'd do, like I did on my, what was that? The Frost Cutlery. I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be red and black. It's gonna be a red and black pattern color scheme. And I'm gonna make it where it's gonna have like a hump, you know, give it some meat. And then I plan on treading this too. And I think maybe that'll look pretty cool with this red and black. And this, of course, will use up both slabs. This will definitely use up both slabs of this. So I probably need to get on Amazon, order me some more slabs. I have still a little bit of this left over for a small traditional knife. But here we go. This is the Steel Warrior. It's a LockBack. This is the before picture. And hopefully, weather permitting, I'll be able to get on it today and do it after a finished product. Okay, I kind of wanted to show you this part. The scales are on there. What I do, I tape everything down as much as the bolsters I have. And then I take a razor knife and I go in between the liners and the scales, work both sides and kind of pry it off. You don't want to do a screwdriver in there if you can help it, because you'll dent the brass. But this is going to be one where there will not be any pins showing. It's going to be like I did the buck. But I will show you when you pop it off. Now this is just plain acrylic plastic. Okay. That's the back side. Very poor. That's epoxy. That's kind of wild. Yeah, this is very inexpensive plastic. And if you look, those are the little pins, and that's the other side. That's where the pins are. Okay. I'll pop these out. I'll save them. I got a little container here. I save these little tiny pins. You never know what for. But this won't have it, and I won't have the Steel Warrior logo on there. But this is what it looks like. That's very important. Those pins are out. This is the pin that works the LockBack. It has to stay. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take my cutoff wheel on my Dremel tool, and I'm going to cut it just barely above the liner there, the body, so that I can take it and use the hammer, little tap hammer, okay? And that'll flatten the top of it. It'll make it flush. It won't go anywhere, because you have to leave that pin on or you're going to lose your LockBack right here. Okay, I just want to make sure I show you that before I continue, because in a little while, if I get on this, I'm going to be changing clothes and get to work on it. Okay, I just thought I'd do that real quick, and this thing it popped off real easy. There's some of them that it takes a while work to pop it off because of the epoxy. But that, this was, wow, look at this. It's just like flaky. It's like a tape. Anyway, I wanted to show you that part. I thought that was pretty important. And this is probably the most important thing you need to do. First thing, tape this up so you don't get hurt. Okay? Protects the blade too. Okay, last one before I get started. Here is the little cutoff wheel I use on my Dremel. Okay, my Dremel hangs up there. This is a nice attachment. I recommend these. They're very inexpensive. This is a Dremel, and I get it on Amazon. Okay, so that hangs it up out of the way. But I took it, and what I did, I cut the pin down for the LockBack. See there? I also took a razor knife and got as much epoxy of the old epoxy off. You scrape it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this is the last video until you see the final product. Couple of things. I'm going to get this down just a hair more, probably using my drum sander. the drum disc on my Dremel, just to get it down a little bit more. Then I'm going to hammer it to flatten it out, like I said. Okay, once I do that, this is the fun part. I'm going to take these pins out so it sits flush, and I'm going to lay it on top of my slab and trace it. And then the cutting begins. The cutting and sanding, and that's time consuming right there. And if this is the same product as I used on the other one, the black one, for the frost cutlery. So this is hard stuff. This is hard. This is like a G10 micarta combination. It's really hard. It takes a while. I went through a lot of drums. Okay, it gets hot to hold, and you got to take it easy on your machinery too. Okay, that's it, and now you'll see the final results. Hey, sorry, I keep coming back to you guys. I'm just trying to, as much as I can, while I'm just piddling around. This is so easy so far. I'm not even getting into the dust. I'm not even changing clothes. I'm waiting to hear back from the doctor. But this is what it looks like. I got the epoxy. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is all smooth. It's enough for the scales when I get done to lay flat. Okay, there's no humps. I definitely get it away from the bolsters, so it'll be a nice tight fit. And here's that pin for the LockBack. I took it down just above the liner there, and then I took my little hammer on my anvil there, and I tapped it down flat, flush. So that's all flush, it's not going anywhere. And that's the final stage to prepare this part. And now I'll trace this and do the cutting like I just told you I would a while ago. But that'll be a little bit later. I gotta go inside right now. But yeah, that's a good start. Okay, this is what I do. I lay the scales on top of the micarta, and I use a scriber. It's very important to use a scriber. It makes it more exact than a pen. Sometimes I have to use a little thin marker. Pencils usually don't leave their mark. But see, this does a really nice, precise outline. And this is the other side. Okay, the black is always the bottom. So this is the part we'll deal with, and it looks like, if you see what I see, it looks like I'm gonna have enough right here, possibly for a small traditional knife. I was able to do that before. So a scriber is very important. These are all outlined. I'll set them off to the side. This is ready to go. This is ready to cut. All right. Man, it got dark in here. Okay, I sand this down as close as I can, then I'll use the Dremel on the rest. I've already done a little bit of it. Okay, that's as close as I like to get. The rest is with the Dremel. This right here, this area, this straight off, I'll come back and do that, and that's got to be squared and straight. So I'll keep working on it. Okay, I got both pieces cut close to where I want. Then I'll take my Dremel tool and I'll carve this kind of close before I mount it, and then I'll finish doing all mounting, but I'll show you what this does. So this gets the curvature. And what I'm going to do on this is mainly get the curvature right here, and it's for the LockBack here, and there's little grooves right here, and then I'll go ahead and epoxy and finish doing it on that. I hope I got that on the camera. Okay, I've just got this tapped in there. This is about where I want it. Okay, see how it's a little bit over on that side? And this side will be a lot, not a lot, but I'll be taking my Dremel tool and outlining that. Then I'll go back on the, maybe I'll hit that on the video. After I epoxy this, I'm ready to epoxy this now. I don't have any gaps, it looks good. It's about where I want it. And I'll epoxy. It's a 5-minute setting, 24 hours curing, but about 15 minutes I can go ahead and start working on it. And then I'll take it on the belt sander. That belt sander, I'm going to flatten this out. We'll start seeing my design. I'll get it down to the width. You know what I mean? And again, I'm going to leave this a little bit, I'm going to leave this thicker and enough to tread with too. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is a lot simpler, guys, when you don't have to drill holes. For screws like on a folder, for screws like on a fixed blade, for pins like on the traditional knife. When you just epoxy, man, there's nothing to it. There really isn't. Okay, this is the clear epoxy I use. Now, I don't do like most people. I'm just going to put me a little bit, see if you can see this. That's about all I need right there. Like you said, I got, like I said, got 5 minutes to work with it, so it's not like it's going to harden up real quick. I just cut off a Q-tip, the end of it, mix it up a little bit, and then, what's that right there? I like to put it on this side. My head was in the way, wasn't it? Okay, I'll do a nice thin coat. Hang in there. And I'm a rookie, guys, so this is the way I do it. Okay, so I got that on. Do a nice thin coat on this side. This is clear. I got one that's gray. It's like really heavy duty. I did that for my machete. But this clear stuff right here is fantastic. It's fixing to rain again, so I have to go inside. So I don't like to have too much on here, which squeezes too much out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's the epoxy. And what we're going to do is going to slide it on right here. I'm going to slide it on this side, I think. Go this way, Steve. Is my head in the way? Okay, now what I'm going to do, see, this already fell off right here. Okay, now I'm going to tap this down so I can get that a little bit above. To where we wanted it. Okay, that's good. I feel pretty good about that. Now I got to start kind of hurrying. Just want to make sure I got enough room to, everything's flush. Now I'm going to put it on my vise. I don't use any kind of cushions because we haven't sanded it yet. And what I'm going to do, use my vise. I don't even know if that's in the, yeah, it's in the camera. And then I'm going to just tighten it down. Don't want to get on the bolsters. Looking good. Now, this is a 5-minute setting. And like I said, it's 24 hours curing. But that's good. So in about 15 minutes, I'll come back out here and go check on my Kempo, my dog. I'll come back out here and we'll go to the next step. Okay, everybody, I'm going to take this off the vise. It's had about 15 minutes. Okay, see that's stuck really good on there. It'll completely cure 24 hours. But I'm ready to start. So let me just show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go to it. I take my Dremel, and I get kind of comfortable here. I just like, you got to wear a mask, and I kind of just hold it against me because this is my artist brush. That's the way I consider it. And I kind of get the feel of where I want to go with this. So I'm going to do a little bit on this side and the other side, and then I'll stop this clip. Okay, I can tell I'm going to change out the drum here. This is worn, that's from yesterday. So I'm going to change out the drum here. And one thing you noticed, this is a dangerous job, but yeah, you actually saw me hold it like this. I got it right here, but yeah, I get the feel of it. Yeah, the blade's right there. Yeah, it could, I guess, jerk and go into me, but that's the way I do it. So I'm going to change the drum out, and I guess the next time you see it, the next segment will be when I have it carved. Okay, that'll be before I flatten it down. Okay, so what I like to do here, I took the Dremel tool. See all the dust that happens, man? So I took it down a little bit to where I want to be. It's not right where it's going to be. But right now, what I'm going to do is, let's take off some of this sheen right here. We're going to see what kind of pattern we got, and I'm going to work it for a minute. So there'll be some loud noise here for a second. Hold on. That's how it was. Isn't that something? See what's happening? Isn't that cool? Okay, I got a lot of sanding to do. I'm going to be doing some more of this to get it down. Need to get it down close to the bolsters. I need to do some more of the carving on the Dremel tool, and we'll check out then. Okay, I'll work the Dremel and the belt sander, and this is where I'm at right now. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to do some fine tuning on the sanding. If you notice, I've left it thick. I left it a lot thicker than this because I want to tread it. I want to put some tread texture on it and see what we got there. So what I do, you're going to be real careful as much as you can not to hit the blade, the knife. If you do, it polishes out. And then you got sharp corners on the micarta, and I just kind of round it off like this. Okay, I'm gonna bring that down a little bit there. And then I'll continue getting real close to the bolsters. I'll round this off right here. So, in just a second, we'll start treading. Yeah, let me finish touching it up, and then I'm going to set it up on the vise, and I'm going to use the small sanding drum, and we'll do some treading. I hope I don't ruin it after all this. You see the dust? Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing where I'm at. You see how dusty everything gets? Okay, I'm feeling good about that. What I did, I thought that was kind of cool. I slanted this more for a finger groove. Okay. And I got to sand that down just a hair bit. But what I was going to show you is when I get that done, I got to get that done before I forget. When I get that done, I take sandpaper. I don't care what grit it is. It's whatever I got over there. And I'll just kind of, you know, go over a little bit. Like so. And I'll do that again after I tread it. But I'm going to get that little place right there and get it set up for treading, and we'll try and video that. It's getting ready to storm, so hopefully I can. Okay, what I did, guys, I changed the drum, the sanding drum, the bit, from the bigger to the small, because this is a smaller blade. And I think I'm going to do that. Now, when I do my treading on my other knives, I don't have it taped up. I just go right forward. But what I did, you see this leather strip right here? Okay, I fold that in there. Some people use wood, but I'll put it right in my vise so you're not hurting the blade. And then I tighten her down like yay. Okay? We're good. So, I'm going to show you a little bit, and then I'm going to do the rest because this is eating up the video. I mean to shut that off. I meant to turn my German tool on. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to flip it around on this side. Is that in the camera? Yep. Okay, now what I'm going to do the Dremel tool in between what I just did. Okay, I'll stop it here. So I'm going to do this side, finish it, turn it over and do the other side. And then I'll show you, I'm not through doing that. I actually do a little bit more holding it in my hand. I'm just trying to save time on the video. Okay, see, I don't make any measurements. This is the fun part. So I did it on the vise. Now I'm going to hold it by hand. And I want to get more deeper into the edge here to give me that wave look on the edge. And then this is the finishing off part. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if you can see. See how I go down a little bit deeper and then go up further. Okay, so I'm going to do all that all the way around both sides, and then we're going to untape this thing and see how it looks. Okay, I just removed the tape. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the blade with this, although I have for my restorations of old traditional knives. I'm going to take this brush, kind of get some of this, I'll show you. Kind of cleans it out really good. Okay, let me finish that up, and then I'm gonna put some case paste on it, polish that a little bit, and then we'll put some linseed oil on it. I want you to see that part. Okay, I kind of wiped it down. Okay, I'll do a final polish on it, but it's looking pretty good. But what I do now, and I'll do, we'll get the camera set up the other way so you can see it up close. I take linseed oil. I always tend to spill this everywhere. Now watch the magic here. This is incredible. Okay, and I hold it by the blade. See if I can get up close. Now watch this. Isn't that beautiful? That's the magic. And I usually let it sit on there maybe 5-10 minutes, if that. Not that long. It soaks in really good in the micarta. Cleans it up. I've used this on my leather, everything, G10 scales. This is really good stuff. It's not harmful. So I got a nice little coat here. We'll let that soak in a while. I'm going to set the camera up the other way. You can see the mess here. But check that out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I'll turn the camera around. Let that sit a minute. Okay guys, that's the final product. And guess what? We're fixing to find out now. I forgot to see if the LockBack works. I haven't, I mean, I've undid the tape, I polished it. Now I could do another layer of that linseed, let it sit a little bit longer, but that's all I ever do. But that came out pretty good, didn't it? This is the Steel Warrior Customized, and see, it's much fatter than it was. That's the before. That was that cougar look I just couldn't stand, just plastic. But there we go. Let's see if the LockBack works. It does. Well, that's pretty cool. It's got 2 stages there. Wow, okay. So, there it is. This is another flea market knife. And I know this video is long. It'll probably take forever to load up, if at all. But I hope this helps people. I know they're asking about some other videos I'll do of me doing the tiger striping, treading, and all that. But I think this will give you a good idea of what I do on these traditional knives. And this one I'm really pleased with. That's got some nice weight to it. I like it. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed.